Hello everybody and welcome back to my stream. Today we got a flight schedule from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport to London Heathrow Airport, two of the biggest and most popular airports in Europe. So thank you for coming along and I hope you enjoy the ride. Welcome into any new viewers. My name is Grantham. I stream 3 times a week from the European Airways, and today we just happen to be departing from the airport that we last landed at. I've noticed a lot of new people in the chat sometimes, a lot of new views, especially from demographics I wasn't expecting. So it's always good to have you here. I'm quite excited because it's very sunny outside. It's very sunny, it's very nice weather. So we have I would say a very positive flight ahead of us. I'm hoping the 737s don't have any issues. Usually I don't have problems, but also have had some issues in the past with the weather giving me trouble. I'm just trying to adjust my microphone. Just let me know if you are either watching this live or on replay. Let me know how the sound is, if there's any issues. I'm still waiting for some feedback on it. Still trying to perfect that balance between the audio with the game and the microphone. So we're going to hop in. We still have about 20 minutes or so to departure. I'm going to try and do departure a bit quicker. We're going to be following the ATC from X-Plane 12, which is the game I'm using, rather than importing. I can't import from SimBrief, but rather than using a flight plan from SimBrief, I'm going to use the flight plan that the ATC gives us on X-Plane 12. Okay, so now I'm in the aircraft vicinity. I've had a brief look around. You can see it looks fantastic. We're in the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines 737-800NG. The Partridge. I think there's another one called Goose or something like that. As you can see, it's looking crisp. Quick walk around there. The details are fantastic on the underside as well. You can see the bit of dirt where it's been. Yeah, with just natural wear and tear, isn't it? That's really quite stunning. This is the ZIBO mod, by the way. This is a free download, and it is 200% times better, or even 200 times better than the default 737, which is quite disappointing. I would expect such a game that classes itself to be realistic to be delivering such high-end material without having to pay for it. But of course, anyone knows X-Plane knows that it's not about the simulation. Okay, so hopping in, I'm going to start to do the loads. I haven't used SimBrief, we're sort of just estimating. So I want to make sure I'm going to have, so according to the payload, we can have a total of 160 passengers. That's a lot less than I was expecting. So we're going to go put the whole lot in, 160. We're going to just guess the amount of cargo. We're going because basing it on the amount of cargo I've had before, say 4,500 roughly, and then fuel. So again, just estimating, and then I'll turn the aircraft on so we can stick in. Let's stick in 5,500 kilograms of fuel. Activate that, and then call the fuel truck. I'm not sure why, but I did connect the jetway. I can't hear it disconnecting, but it's disconnecting on its own. So when you're parked to the jetway, the passengers should load that way, but instead it's only unloaded them on the jetway. So if someone knows how to fix that issue, let me know. So the fuel trucks arrive. We're going to go back in and we're going to start to turn the aircraft on. Do we check the sound? I want to make sure you have a clear sound. Okay, so batteries on. I'm going to check that.
Flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
Okay, great. So that's starting. Stick our strobes to steady. Anti-collision and things. Position strobes. You don't need anti-collision until the engine start. This one just lets ground crew know that we're working on the aircraft. Alright, emergency lights armed. We're just going to start the APU up as usual. And if you don't know, you can watch previous streams or this one to get an idea of how to start it up. It's fairly simple standard procedure in most airliners, in most jet engine aircraft. You would have an APU start, you would have electrical start, APU start, fuel, hydraulics, etc, etc, and of course air conditioning comes on as well when you have the engines running. Or you can use the APU bleed air. As you see, we've got the recirculation fans on the right side, so the APU bleed air is going to provide the system with enough flow while the engines are off. Awesome. There we go. So we connect the bus to the APU, we turn the APU bleed on. You see that's gone up. We have duct pressure now. The cabin's a bit cool, and outside temperature is plus 16, so probably no need for the window heat and stuff in this kind of weather. We do it anyway. So we do the IRS. Again, standard procedure. Wait for it to align. Navigation, the same on that one. A lot of people just switch it straight to navigation. But yeah, so do it properly like that, or do it your way. It's entirely up to you. Now you have to wait a little bit for the store warning test. You have to wait for it to charge up, and it doesn't always work straight away. In other words, you have to wait for it to have enough power to be able to make the noise. Stick fuel pump on there for the APU. Make sure all the systems, these are all checked on this side. Your them come on. This can stay off for now. So we're going to cruise. We'll set up cruising altitude in a moment. Cabin, the cabin does warm up, by the way. If you're wondering, if you do change these, they will change the temperature of this dial gradually throughout the flight. I think 18 degrees is probably enough for now. Okay, so you want to start tuning in the radios. Turn that up slightly so you can see it, and just adjust some of these other things. Very, very nice day. I'm so glad to be flying. So you can see here, cargo's loading, fuel's loading. When they've loaded and the cleaning's done, because I can still hear it happening, we should really have the cockpit door closed at this point. So when the loads are done, I'm going to initiate passenger loading by turning the smoking seatbelt signs on. That's also going to give us time to wait for the IRS to align, which takes maybe 5 to 8 minutes. Usually about 8 or 9 minutes on either side. So we're just in the process of testing the lights of the warning systems. So that's a pass on that. We go down here.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Okay, very kind of him. Very quick as well to have done that so rapidly. Wonder how much it costs to refuel the aircraft. It's probably not as much as the airlines make it out to be. Right there, so that's done. So now we can switch the passenger seatbelt signs on. Now people will start loading up again. I don't know why it doesn't work using the jetway. It should load up using the jetway. There's a bit of lag. I don't know why. Maybe it's a big airport and that's why, but it's lagging. Okay, so the back stairs and the front stairs. Make sure that door's open at the back. So yeah, again, confusing. When you can unload them at the jetway, but you can't. I think I've had one success with loading them up through a jetway, which is disappointing. Okay, we'll wait for the IRS. We got 5 more minutes. That'll give us time to check the ATIS. Remember, we're filing the plan through the ATC. We're not using SimBrief. I did one yesterday and it did work. So the ATC was a bit confused as usual on the approach. 980. Give it as RQ&H.
Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 5. QNH1025. Transition level, flight level 040. Advise on initial contact you have. Information India. Schiphol, information India. 1220 Zulu. Arriving runways 0604. Departing runways 0904. Wind 060 degrees 15 knots. Variable 040 to 080. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 5. QNH1025. Transition level, flight level 040. Advise on initial contact you have. Information India.
Okay, so 1025 is the QNH. I believe the transition is 4,000 feet.
1220 Zulu. Arriving runways 0604. Departing runways 0904. Wind 060 degrees 15 knots. Variable 040 to 080. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 5. QNH1025. Transition level, flight level 040. Advise on initial contact you have. Information India.
Okay, awesome. So, yeah, we got transition altitude. So if I just show you outside the aircraft before, it's just incredible. We're obviously at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, but we're in a sea of 737 KLM livery aircraft. Look at it. Look at us all. Just they've left that front door open. That's not good. Yeah, there's all these aircraft. Look at that. 4 on this side and then another 4 on that side. Absolutely incredible. And then blooming air balloon there blocking the space for the KLM. But fantastic. Home of KLM, of course. So yeah, we've got to close that door. I don't know why they've left that service door open. So we got in the ATC box. We can go, as you can see, I've done the flight plan. I was, and it's not saved it. I think London Heathrow is Echo Golf Lima Lima. So 24,000 feet. We're going to do it, generate it using, we could use navigations and fixes or airways. Let's try both. So we got this one for airways. So it's the same thing for either by the look of it. Delete it, make sure. Yeah, so it's the same thing. It usually won't give us a clear indication of what the departure is and the arrival, but I'm pretty sure that this is the departure and this is the arrival. So it's a very very short flight indeed. Not much to enter. And of course we wait for the IRS. Let's go ahead and file that, and I was going to say wait for our clearance, but we can't do that until the aircraft is pre-filed on the computer. Takes so long. Remember, this is realistic speed, it's just for me. I don't understand how the passengers can take longer than the fuel. It's 160 people. Most of them are keen to get on holiday or go for a break, city break in London or whatever it is. So they need to hurry up. So in a moment, like any second now, this is going to flash. Both of the line is going to flash. Once it does, that means we're safe. There we go, the left side. So they're 1 minute on the right side still. Just wait for that to. Yep, there we go. So both IRSs are aligned. Now we can initiate our position. I'm not sure why though you would have to, like in the game it seems to do it pretty close, to be honest, to the last to the actual position. Yeah, so it's all All working. Very good. EHAM, Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. And I do cheat on the gate. I do the outside view D54, so Delta 54. For the gate position. Awesome. Of course, London is where we're going. Flight number, as we have it here in the flight plan, is 35. No 3 digits on this aircraft today. And runway, she did say the runway a moment ago. Let's listen one more time.
Schiphol information India 1220 Zulu. Arriving runways.
And to give us the transition.
04. Departing runways 0904. Wind 060 degrees 15 knots. Variable 040 to 080. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 5. QNH 1025. Transition level. Flight level 040. Advise on initial contact you have. Information India.
Okay, let me turn that off. I'm going to show you a different way to find it. So you click on the map. If you're not using an online ATC service, you can just see on the map there which runways are in use. Green ones, so we're using 9, 6 and 4, or 2, 2. So click on it, let's click details. And let's give us a more detailed departure information. So 09 or 04 for takeoff. So for us, it'd probably be 09. 04 is slightly closer, but 09 is a bit more better position than it depends. So we'll see there we got IDRI to November departure. Let's just see which one it is. So departure, presuming we go from number 9, so it has in fact come up on that, so we'll select that. Okay, so that's kind of convenient. So I was right, where's 09 on the departure, so we changed the heading just now while I remember. And 24,000 feet initial altitude will be set in a second as well. Make sure that's selected on map. Cost index, I'm just making that up. I'd usually get a cost index off of Simbrief, but today we're free to use as much as you want. It's only given us 25,000, but our cruise altitude is 24,000 anyway. We're well below it. Planned fuel, how much planned fuel? Well, we don't have a planned fuel, I've just estimated, so I've put in, I think it's like 5,500 kilos, so we'll put 5 in for the planned fuel. Account for any go-rounds. Okay, N1 limit. Takeoff. So flaps 5. If everyone's loaded, which they are, the centre of gravity can be worked out. And 4.75 on the trim. Okay, V1, V2, VR is all sorted, 137.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Okay, so she just confirmed, the flight attendant kindly confirmed everyone's strapped in. This isn't a roller coaster, hopefully, so they might not have to be so. So this, you can put this information in at runway wind. We can also select the map and see what it's at on there. As you can see, QNH is 1024. That's slightly less than what we were given. Wind 060 at 15 knots. Let's put that in. 06. I have had issues with this. You put the wind in and it deletes everything else. Yeah, it's just deleted it. Okay, so that's giving us a different speed, 135. Don't want to mess around too much with that. We've got a flight to do. I do like to take my time though, and I say recommend it to anyone else to take the time to fly properly, into even if it's on a obviously if you're not going to stream, which most people don't, then just take your time, because I enjoy doing it. It's really good to do in the evening. to relax. Okay, so we know where the Barm 1 hotel arrival is, so we can do that on the not Manchester, sorry. London Airport. I don't know what the London Airport active runway is. I wonder if we're close enough to see it. No, not close enough. But it's giving us that arrival. I suppose we can select it this way, select that, and then the runway. Let's do that for now, and if we get directions by the agency to go elsewhere, to do another approach, we can. No issues there whatsoever. But that's the one we've programmed in. 24,000 feet. We have got to get our agency clearance as well. Okay, so that's set. Let's ask for our clearance. So we're at Schiphol ground in this case. They don't have a... Oh, they do have a delivery. So some airports have a delivery and some don't. Delivery is basically the word for permission to fly and 5-flight plan, etc, etc. They're going to deliver us through the airways. There we go.
Schiphol delivery. Ryanair 35. Hello. Boeing 737-800. Request IFR clearance to London Heathrow.
Ryanair 35. Cleared to London Heathrow. Routing as filed. Climb via India Delta Romeo India 2 November to flight level 240. Squawk 0706. QNH 1024.
Cleared IFR to London Heathrow. Routing as filed. Climb via India Delta Romeo India 2 November to flight level 240. Squawk 0706. QNH 1024. Ryanair 35.
Okay, slight drop there on the QNH.
Read back correct. Contact ground 121.700. When ready for taxi.
Okay, awesome. So he's given us filed. Remember when I mentioned earlier about it not working on the approach? It works on the file and it works everything else until the approach, and then for some reason it gets confused and it will. Yeah, just not too good on the approach. So if it doesn't work, then don't panic. Just do it as you want to do it. Okay, so we want ground. He's given us the frequency there, 121.7. If you're a real pilot, you won't have the box open. You'd have a notepad or something, or probably just remember what they said. That's usually how they do it. Okay, request taxi.
Ryanair 35. Request taxi from Delta 544 departure.
Ryanair 35. Information India current. Runway 09er. Taxi via Alpha 9er. Charlie Alpha 9er. Bravo and November 5. Hold short of runway 09er.
Information India. Runway 09er. Taxi via Alpha 9er. Charlie Alpha 9er. Bravo and November 5. Hold short of runway 09er. Ryanair 35.
Now we can request pushback, but it's not going to work, so that will just push us. For some reason on the ZIBO mod it just pushes you straight out. Oh, and now the jetway's reconnected. Let's make sure that's not connected when we move. Make sure the doors are closed. Retract this. You can't retract them if the door's closed, but for some reason it again, these are just small problems. Yeah, the problems indeed that need fixing to make the experience as close to realistic as possible. So retract once the doors and then close them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do ground services, better pushback, pre-plan. Of course we can't get out that side, so we'll have to go to the right. To the left, which will let us go out the right side. Okay.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Incredible, look at that view. Imagine this though as your job. It's a little bit, I imagine they're more stressful than a simulator, but just imagine, or even if you got a real cockpit at home, and if you haven't, it's still fantastic. This is a fantastic experience, looking out and seeing the aircraft You know, you're flying these big machines. There's definitely nothing underwhelming about it. Absolutely not. At least we keep some professionalism in the flight. Really glad to see you all here on a, let me get my days right, Wednesday, hopefully. And the usual sort of European flight that we have 3 times a week. I have a special flight planned for Friday, so I really hope everyone comes along for that. It's going to be a good experience.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Awesome. Let's reconnect that. Yeah, so we are actually doing alright in time. We loaded the passengers up pretty quick. So I'd say 20 minutes to half an hour. Usually half an hour is a good time to start up and get everything prepared. And then after that, it's taxiing and take off and flight, of course, which is the shortest part of the story. Welcome in. Yeah, very busy in Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. I did have a quick look around before, just being connected to the tug, but the airport is packed for the
So
737.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Full of ex-737 KLM livery
and we may
aircraft.
start engines.
Yes, thank you. She could talk a little less. That's my only complaint. She's talking a bit much. But yeah, amazing view of the 737 there being pushed back on the concrete. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn the hydraulics, and we'll start the engine. Fuel on, might be a good idea. I haven't mentioned anti-collision lights. Take them on. I haven't mentioned ETA today. I think it's about an hour. That counts for the half an hour startup time, taxi, takeoff, etc. But if you're asking what it means in terms of someone in the chat, let me just check what chat is saying. Someone has said it's electronic travel authorization. I have no idea what that is. It just sounds like a passport. Yeah, usually ETA in my streams is just the time to arrive. Nothing special about it. Okay, engine one's all good to go.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, we got elevators, ailerons, rudders, and spoilers. Very cool. Keep looking outside. Apologies. Usually I won't look outside during the flight, but the KLM livery is very nice. It's really blue, one of the prettiest ones. Of course, the Flying Dutchman there. We're in. If you didn't already see, we're in the.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
We're in the Partridge. I thought we was in the Goose. We're in the Partridge, so we're all good to go. Doing the controls check still, so we put the flaps to full. So let's check our taxis. We're going to Alpha 9 Charlie, Alpha 9 Bravo, November 5 and holding short, runway 9. Okay, let's disappear then. You see there the flaps are deploying perfectly. So there's Alpha 9. That's Alpha 9 November. We want Alpha 9 Charlie. Let's go straight ahead. make sure we're actually going the right way. Yep. Keep looking at the ATC to make sure the instructions are correct. Can look at the map for a reference. There's no map on the tab there. We just have the explain map up here, but it does show the airport layout on it. So initial height is 5,000 feet as expected. And then we're going up to 6,500, 9,000, and then 11,000. So you want to be below. Oh no, that's 500 feet. My mistake. It was 5,000. So yeah, it's quite a slow climb out. Not particularly fast. And then we only get up to. It's giving us flight level 300 there. We're only supposed to go up to 24,000. I guess we'll clear up to 30,000 if we choose to. But we're not. Okay, we're on taxiway Bravo, and then heading to November 5. Very fast taxi. There's November 2, taking us round to runway 09. Okay, now I forgot a crucial step. I'm hoping people have been watching and paying attention. I've forgotten a very crucial step, so you'll see that in a second. I did say November 5.
Ryanair 35. Return to designated taxi route.
Yeah, I think we made a wrong turn here.
09er. Taxi via November 2, Bravo, and November 5. Hold short of runway 09er.
Slightly embarrassing.
Returning to ground.
It is saying over here, but I thought it was a bit wrong. I thought that was November 5, so we've gone a bit we've gone a bit too far there. I don't think we're going to take up in that short amount of space. My mistake. Yeah, we forgot a crucial step, and that is the APU. We still got the APU bleed running. We haven't switched the generators to the engine, so we can do that. We can either do that now or at the runway. Let the APU burn through some more fuel. Probably not the best thing to do. They're saying they've got a door open. What is going on? Oh my goodness, so all the doors keep opening when they shouldn't be opening, and staying open when they shouldn't be open either. Very concerning. Must be those pesky passengers. Thank goodness the air pressurization isn't intolerable. Okay, so let's switch that to the there. Switch the APU bleed packs on. APU bleed off. And APU off. So yeah, just a crucial step. We don't really, I wouldn't say it's so bad that we missed it, but it's certainly gonna, it could cause issues with overheating and you know, burning through the APU when it shouldn't be. I suppose some companies would have a sort of limitation on how much you could use the APU. There's November 3, so ours is probably quite close to the end of the runway. Again, a huge airport. We got some Air New Zealand, Virgin Atlantic. Huge airport, a lot of aircraft. British Airways there, maybe a 777. Looks like a 777. Air New Zealand probably got 777s as well, and then Delta. So I think I should invest 100% in the 777 paid add-on for the game. I love it. It's definitely one of the best aircraft. And the 737, of course. So we're going on with the steering as well. I think when I expected to go well, it's been going not so well. The more you try it, the worse it goes, I think. So it's best to just try and do it as calmly as possible. No expectations. Of course, using a controller, an Xbox controller, I have to invest into a yoke. Yeah, as already said, the ETA is about 1 hour. The air time's about half an hour. So in total, about 1 hour for the flight. Yeah, we've already done half an hour for start-up and taxi. So probably only take 40 minutes to get back to London from Schiphol Airport. Okay, November 5.
Ryanair 35. Contact Schiphol Tower 118.105. Goodbye.
Contact Schiphol Tower 118.105. Ryanair 35. Goodbye.
It'd be great if you had a co-pilot to share the cockpit with, and we could share the responsibilities,
Schiphol Tower.
the radios
Ryanair
as well.
35. On taxiway Bravo.
Ryanair 55. Schiphol Tower. Below. Hold short of runway 09. Report landing.
Hold short of runway 09. Will go. Ryanair 35.
Well, we'll do some pre-flight checks in a sec. Pre-takeoff checks. No permission to line up despite having Nova traffic in sight. Go ahead and park there a second. So we want to obviously stick our landing lights on. There was no taxi lights during that taxi. It's quite bright. We stick our strobes on. Not a lot to do on the pre-takeoff checklist. Double check all the instruments. Of course they're green to show that there's flaps extended. Stall 1 should work now. Yeah. Interestingly, I've never checked the sticks while you press the stall warning. Stall test, but it does shake the stick. You can just about see the stick on the lower left here, so if you watch closely, you see it shaking. Very realistic. I think that's us pretty much ready to depart, so we'll go ahead and get our clearance.
Schiphol Tower. Ryanair 35. Ready for departure.
Ryanair 55. Runway 09.
Yep.
Cleared for takeoff. Wind 060 degrees 15 knots. Variable 040 to 080.
Runway 09. Cleared for takeoff. Ryanair 35.
Okay, 060 is wind. As expected at 15 knots. We got that programmed in the FMC. So good low crosswind there, not too strong. The Boeing 737 can handle that, but a smaller aircraft would just probably struggle with that. Propeller aircraft such as a Cessna. Advance the throttles, thrust to 40%. Take off, go around. Switch clicked. Airspeed is alive.
knots.
80 knots, check.
V1.
Rotate. Rotate. Oof.
Positive rate.
Positive rate climb, gear up. Bit of a rough departure there.
400.
400 feet. We got a quick departure turn.
1000.
Of course, we didn't turn our TCAS on. Or the weather radar. So we're really slacking on today's flight. Okay, flaps to 1. Remember, we're not climbing too rapidly because we're over a busy area. We want to reduce that noise pollution over Amsterdam. Initial altitude there should be about 5,500 as it keeps changing its mind. And flaps to 0.
Contact Schiphol approach 118.080. Goodbye.
Contact Schiphol approach 118.080. Ride at 35. Goodbye.
Still goes in climb speed. Probably because I'm not climbing quick enough. 118.080.
Schiphol approach. Ride at 35. Off India, Delta Romeo, India 2 November. Altitude flight level 047.
My mistake. Should be pitching for 250, not any faster.
Schiphol approach. Hello. Radar contact.
Ride at 35.
Straight up to 24,000. Could follow the FMC, and of course there'll be a departure procedure where it'll give you the altitudes and things. We haven't got those charts with us, so we're just following this. We're well within the height limit. So initially slowing that at the ascent was the correct thing to do. We can switch our landing lights off. The ignition to not on to continuous anymore. We could select the autopilot, now we're high enough, so I'll go ahead and do that and see what the aircraft does. So there we go, it's pitching for 250. Climb to 24,000 feet on the vertical navigation and lateral navigations.
Contact Amsterdam Control 118.805. Goodbye.
Contact Amsterdam Control 118.805. Ride at 35. Goodbye.
Okay, so 118.805. A lot of control in Amsterdam airspace.
Amsterdam Control. Ride at 35. Off India, Delta Romeo, India 2 November. Altitude flight level 10. Climb flight level 240.
Ryan 155. Amsterdam
Okay, good. We can select that to standard pressure. I didn't listen to the transition altitude. We are turning direct to Vola now. So that's where the ATC should understand that we're on the departure route and we're following it, and we are direct to Vola. Very cool, we're on the route to London. Top of climb there. Might be a bit longer than I thought this. I estimated about 30 minutes to 40 minutes. It could actually be an hour's flight time. Yes, it could actually be an hour. Oh well, we're all here for the experience. All the passengers on board enjoying the lovely air conditioning and complimentary refreshments courtesy of KLM Airline. Let's look at that wing. Just look at the flex though. Yeah, highly recommend anyone who likes to fly to go to get a flight simulator. Just incredible. Okay, so it's given us 335 as the cruise. The N1 should change to cruise in a sec. We're still in climb. Still got quite a long time till we get to the top of it. I am going to trust the aircraft though not to crash, and I'm going to step away. So please hang in there while I step away from the cockpit. Thank you. They've returned. Just hope the co-pilot's doing a good job. He's doing a very good job at the moment. Call him co-pilot Joseph. That's not his real name, of course. Amazing. I believe some of the circuit breakers work on this as well. I haven't had a chance to pull any yet, but from what I've done hovering over them, they do give the option to click them. Could go ahead and pull a few circuit breakers if we can find one that's clickable. Yeah, nothing's popping up on there. You can't pull any of the essential systems. Can't pull the flight controls or the hydraulics. I've never checked for them to. I've never seen them pop out in an actual emergency when there's been issues or when there's been a problem with the engine, etc. So if we just look over here, there's some here that can change. Is it? You'll have to if someone's watching this and they know the ZIBO mod. There we go. So we can pull out ground proximity warning. That one could come out. And this one here next to terrain display, I don't know what that is for, there's no name above it. Okay, oh I see. So it's, you can pull them all I think. TCAS, yaw dampers, no, yeah. It seems to depend where you put your mouse. Well, that might be for the door on the aircraft.
1,000 to go.
I'm pretty sure you can pull the ground proximity warning. Very cool. Again, it could be the mouse is hovering around the aircraft door, so it's making it look like a circuit breaker. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just stepping through the cabin. See, you're all very, very busy. One moment. Should automatically show the passengers. I think somebody's just used the bloody toilet. Excuse me. Lovely. So yeah, there's people using the toilet. We have got a lavatory light in the cockpit up here. It says lavatory and then it says smoke. I've never seen that on. I've never seen it working, so I don't know if it's functional or not. It'd be interesting to have passengers in the lavatory smoking, of course. Right, so I got to figure out how to do this. Visual effects, passengers, automatic. Okay, there they are. So we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, seatbelt
You have
signs off.
passengers.
You're free to move about. Please remember while singing to keep your seatbelts fastened. We'll update you once we start our descent. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
Okay, that's cool. So it makes the announcement automatically when we do the level off there, 24,000. That's very cool. Let's tell them we've leveled off manually and see what happens. Yeah, so nothing's happening. Let's have a pop through the cabin. $160 passengers. I haven't counted the seats, so I don't know if the actual configuration changes or not. Okay, he's giving us our ILS. I'm just gonna have a seat here in a moment. Yeah, so we have quite the guests on board again. Right next to the wing though, very good view. Look at that. Right, we'll close the door, stop messing around. We're gonna end up crashing or being, God forbid, taken over by the co-pilot. Bomb, 1 hotel for ILS. Runway 09 left. So we've departed 09, I'm going to land 09 as well. It's quite convenient. Double check we've got that programmed.
Amsterdam Control, Ryanair 35, request QNH.
Ryanair 35, QNH 1022.
QNH 1022, Ryanair 35.
022 QNH. So there's the balmy arrival. If you want to check the actual one, you click on route. Legs is just giving you the legs. Route will give you the actual arrival procedure. So Barm 1 hotel. Got that programmed in. For ILS 109 left. Yep. ILS 109 left. And then missed approach. If we miss, we go to 3,000 feet. Probably about 220 knots. So yeah, let's hope we have a nice long approach and that it works. I have noticed a few times doing the ILS that it doesn't tend to lock on and it doesn't tend to work, especially in the default aircraft. You have to do a lot of figuring out what's going wrong and where. Usually these VOR things need to be on for it to work. On the default aircraft they're not. I think, there we go.
descent by Bravo Alpha Romeo Mike 1 Hotel arrival to flight
Yeah,
level
we have the Lima
070,
Alpha Mike there, the
expect
lamb.
Lima Alpha Mike approach 4 ILS approach.
It's giving us 7,000 feet.
Right at 35.
Well, he hasn't said descend, he's descending us via Barn 1 Hotel, and we're on that now. We're on the Barn 1 now to Lamb for ILS. That's actually pretty quick. Our descent was supposed to be here from the top of descent, and then expect Lamb approach, descend via Barn. I'm just going to leave it for now and just wait. Let's see if he tells us again. If he tells us again, we can change the descent to now. I'm going to, of course, change it on the MCP, sorry, now, so we have it in advance. So that's confused because we've sent a flight plan for 24,000. And he's, yeah. Well, we're going to select 7,000 in advance, so when it gets to the top of descent, it should start descending to 7,000 feet. Quite the way to go yet. I'm not sure why we've gone past that point. We should be at 24,000 feet. We should be descending soon. If he cancels the flight plan because HC's broke, we'll just carry without it. I'm checking the electronic travel authorization now. Don't really want to get into this kind of stuff. Apparently it allows you to travel to the UK. Well, that's not my area, to be honest. Not really keen on that. Let me know where your favourite aircraft is. The 737, is it? The 777, is it 747, is it an Airbus A380? A320, is it a Fokker, is it a Q8? Let me know in the comments, get interacting, and perhaps one day I can do a stream with someone on in the cockpit. We haven't done VATSIM today because it was no doubt going to be packed. Also, I didn't feel like it. I tend to find VATSIM a little bit more stressful than just flying regularly on the flight sim. Okay, so we've gone quite the route there. We're going to be in a snake pattern to London. We're coming through, I believe this will be Clacton in this area. Yeah, so we'll go over the Clacton entry to London Heathrow. Which is our exact heading now. I think the HC controllers, the game as well, is very disappointed in their behaviour. I highly recommend, if you haven't played it, play Flight Simulator X from something like 2010. A lot better on the ATC. you ever have depressurization, you might want to stick the passenger oxygen on. Can't really have it to normal, so you'll just turn it off when you close the guard. When you have a depressurization, you want to turn it on. We've got oxygen. We didn't test the oxygen masks. Well, I did, but we didn't check with the stream. Pressurization down here will be, it'll tell you you've got an issue. So some warning lights, the auto failure, off your schedule of descent, alternate, manual, door warnings there. And yeah, just a lot of things that don't really light up unless there's an issue. Okay, we're going to be approaching the top of the descent very soon, so I'm going to stick the seatbelt signs there when we get into contact with it, and then I'll make an announcement that we're descending. May do it automatically. There's the top of descent. Let's go ahead and stick the seatbelt signs on and make an announcement.
Beginner descent, please return your seats and fasten your seatbelts for the remainder of the flight. It's a pleasure to have you on board today. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Very good, so he does a lot of announcements himself without having to press the buttons. So we're doing a nice descent there, top of descent as expected. Going straight down to 7,000 feet. We do want to slow the aircraft down a bit. Going to put the speed brake onto flight detent for the moment, otherwise we're going to overspeed. Should be pitching for 330, instead it's pitching too much. Awesome. So only one on the auto brake. 119 730.
Contact London Heathrow approach 119.730. Ryan 35 divine.
So London's gonna have a nice time on the approach with us.
London Heathrow approach.
London Heathrow approach, Ryanair 35 on the Barn 1 Hotel arrival, altitude flight level 186.
Ryan 35.
Semi-professional landing. Semi-professional, guys. Let's hope it's a good one. Peak viewership is always in the landings and takeoff. So if you're coming in at those times, welcome in, welcome aboard. If you can do any better than I can, please do. Okay, rapidly descending to 7,000. It's not slowed down just yet. Seems to be maintaining 330 on the speed. Can't be right. deceleration point. So it should decelerate now to below 250. So giving us, it's actually saying 307 there for the speed, so it's faster than that, then 250. So as you can see that's for some reason really changing quite slowly. Just more things to do with explaining that I don't quite understand, and systems are probably not functional as they should be. So that shouldn't be clicking down one at a time, it should be going straight down, change without, you know, it shouldn't count down, it should just change automatically. We can't change it. Yeah, 250 knots there.
Maintain speed 250 knots. Ride at 35.
Good thing I got the spoilers brakes. It's deployed, isn't it? Won't keep them deployed much longer until we get below 250, then we'll retract them. Clacton. Of course, Clacton. I mentioned Clacton before being the another seaside town in England. Probably worth checking out if you like that sort of thing. Someone mentioned Blackpool. I said Blackpool's worth visiting. I think I'm gonna go up north and visit myself, to be honest. It's quite nice. I might do a video from the airport. Who knows? If you like that sort of stuff, you definitely like my channel. Okay, so if you're wondering where we are, we're coming into the approach for the Barmy 1 hotel arrival, London Heathrow Airport. Don't usually land at this airport, so based out of Gatwick. Okay, retract the spoilers.
Maintain speed 220 knots.
Maintain speed 220
220 knots.
Ride at 35.
So our speed should automatically now decrease to 220. There's another deceleration point. Of course, the green banana telling us how far it is. Speed brake armed. Turn the lights on. Do the checklist. London altitude. So if we want to check, we can click on the airport, and it'll just give us our there's the LAM. That's where we're flying. It's QNH 1021.
Maintain speed 220 knots.
Maintain speed 220 knots.
Computer should decelerate now to 220. We are at the perfect height for it. We want to start preparing to land, so we're going to click on there to click the ILS. 09 left. 110.3. Then we tune that to navigation radios down here like so. If you've already seen this, you'll already be familiar with it. Feeling I've done that wrong. 110.3, so it's all good. And on co-pilot as well.
After passing Lima Alpha Mine, descend by Lima Alpha Mine to 3.
Okay, we can descend now to 3,000 feet.
9 left. QNH 1021. Ride at 35.
Just past the LAM. See, the issue is they won't descend now automatically. You can do flight level change, but we're going to do that instead. I'll click that button, it should go down to 3,000 feet. Should do. So yeah, there are ways to do it. Not convenient, of course. I would deploy one notch of flaps.
Flight 55. Climb and maintain flight level 070.
Climb and maintain flight level 0.
Well, we just passed LAM ATC controller, so we're going down to 3,000 as you told us. Okay, flaps are working. Whew. Well, we didn't have any flaps for a moment. And landing checklist verified. Recall the enunciation panels. Check. Yes, we need to check our landing speed, so just about to do that. So it's giving us 140, so we'll add 5. There's VREF plus 5. So 165, 152, 145 is the last speed that we land at. Pretty good.
Expedite your climb.
Expedite climb. Right at
Rotor
35.
brake.
Flight 55. Turn right heading 270.
Turn right at 270. Right at 35.
Okay, so that's a terrible approach it's given us. We're definitely going to follow the instructions for 270. That approach there will miss it. We'll miss the runway at that angle. So we'll follow the heading select while we descend down to 3,000 feet. There's no chance that the aircraft can do that. You see, it goes round, and by the time we got back onto the alignment of the runway, we're going to have missed it. That's a shame. It should have gone. I don't understand the approaches when they're like that, but it should have it so it goes up, then down. So we'll follow the A to C. He's giving us our downwind leg. There's London. Wow, done some amazing detail on London City. There's Big Ben and the Westminster, the Great Eye of London. I hope that's what it's called. The big wheel in London, the London Eye. A lot of other buildings, I'm not too sure what they are though. Yeah, they've done a good job. And then Buckingham Palace will be, it'll be somewhere here. We may have gone past it. We've probably gone past it, and of course they have the Tower of London as well, so quite the approach actually into London. If we were going to London City, it'd be really interesting to fly into it on a day like this. Incredible.
Thousand to go.
Expedite your climb.
Expedite climb. Right at
He's giving us
35.
contradictory information there. If he's saying 3,000 pass off the LAM, which we've done, and then he's giving us back to 7,000, so the ATC may have to be a gunner. We will follow his heading instructions until we're past the runway that we can turn to final for the ILS capture. There it is. There's an airport. I think that's London Heathrow, is it? No, that's a smaller airport called RAF Norfolk. And of course London Heathrow there in the background. Flaps onto 5. So it automatically adjusts the speed depending on flap setting, 3,000 feet. And then 2,000 feet for the final. 2,500 feet for the final approach. So what we can do now is we can switch. We can move it around so we go direct to this point on the flight plan. Yeah, we'll be already programmed for it. Yeah, so it's sort of automatically. It won't line up like I wanted it to. Ignition switch is continuous. Landing lights on. Turn the turnout lights on as well. Does ruin the experience, the ATC. I'm going to remove that waypoint. I'm just going to stick final there, so we go straight to it. We descend down to 2,500 feet as well.
To go.
Ooh, it's looking bumpy in London. A little bit of turbulence. You can see the wind. I've turned the wind arrows on so you can see it. It makes it a lot more interesting. The approach has been selected. It's a category 3 runway. We're a category 3 aircraft as well. So 6.9, it's 16 knots, slightly stronger. If we click on the airport, it'll give us the information. So 060 at 17 knots. Quite the strong surface wind, I have to say. Stronger than what it was in departure. Can't do it. We've gone past the land. Let's go ahead and make a turn to final. Base leg. And then final. 2,500 feet. The aircraft there is struggling to maintain the altitude with the current speed settings. Thrust settings, so you probably need to put up another notch of flaps in to allow the aircraft to maintain that lift while we reduce the throttles and speed. Now if we activate the LNAV again, it will take us straight to final. We could do that. Let's try that. Let's turn the LNAV on. So it should turn on to final now. Give us plenty of time to slow the aircraft down to 145 is VREF plus 5. Speeds come up now as being selectable as well. So we'll maintain 6.5. One 7 0. AC is going off the going off there. Ah, AC is so broken. Somebody fix it, please. Please fix this. Let's turn the not professional, but let's turn them off because they're probably have to pay for the AC to work as well. Okay, so we're being dragged into final. I'm going to double check those VREFs speeds. So 15 degrees of flaps will require 160 knots. So when we descend, we're going to put another notch of flaps, and then yeah, just gradually keep slowing down to about 145. 165 is remember it's VREF plus 5, so 165 will add another notch of flaps. A lot of trimming going on. We are at 2,000 feet though, we should be at 2,500. Very confusing. System's turning on and off. Perhaps the ZIBO mod wasn't as good as I expected it to be. And there's our turn to final. So we got 7.5 miles to final. There's the runway straight ahead. Looking good. Let's slow that speed down. 165. And increase the flaps. Put the no, we won't increase the flaps just yet. I was going to say put the flaps down and the gear down. We're a bit far out for it. It's just about to intercept the localizer. There's the magenta pink line. Let's click approach. Just about made it. Almost missed it. Within 5 nautical miles, we'll go over and deploy the landing gear. And maintain 150. So if you look at the reference speeds, you don't have to look on there on the computer, you can look on here. So 25 at 190, 30 at 175, that's the maximum speed limit. So we just go ahead and slowly deploy the flaps, 1 notch at a time. Depends how much the aircraft's pitching. One 145 final touchdown speed.
1,000. Feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Okay, so we stabilised on the approach. He hasn't said the altitude, but I've said it. Mr. Approach altitude will be 5,000 feet. No, 3,000 feet. Okay, we're close enough to the runway. Go ahead and disengage all the systems. Autopilot systems, flight manual. Not much input at the moment. Feel like this will be a lot more responsive with a yoke.
500. 400.
Diamond's saying we're too high, but we're actually alright. As long as we don't crash.
300.
Yeah, the autopilot brought us in quite high. Disengaged it early, but still very high in that approach.
100.
There we go. Perfect in the end.
50. 40. 30.
Lag.
20. 10. knots.
Okay, below 50, we can disengage the reverse thrusts. Welcome to London.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your carry-on items stowed until the aircraft departs with the gate and attempt to turn off the seatbelt signs. We ask that you please use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from any items that may have shifted during the flight. You may now use mobile
Okay,
phones
so
on
we
the
do the
handheld
taxi
device
lights. Good landing actually. I thought it was high. Turned out to be perfect at the end.
Before you leave the aircraft, please be sure to check your seat pockets, the overhead bins, and the floor area around your seat for any personal items.
Let's go ahead and park up.
brought on board.
KLM. Looking nice at London Heathrow though.
We enjoy having you on board today and look forward to serving you again.
I suspect the frame rate drop is because I'm streaming. Shouldn't be a frame rate drop when streaming, but there is. Okay, so that seems to be heavies over there. Don't really want the heavies, we want light aircraft, lighter commercial aircraft. Seems like we got some down there, some spaces at the jetways. We'll be able to see the operation as well. Very, very good landing. If you've only just joined, go back and watch it, please. If you haven't just joined, you're watching the whole thing, let me know how you found it in the comment section. Lovely to hear some feedback for once. Yeah, EasyJet is down there. You know when we got EasyJet in sight that we're safe to go and park in that area. Of course, Scandinavian Airlines, Air Berlin, Virgin Atlantic in the background of Ryanair. Then a British Airways 777. We'll have to hop back in the 777 again in the near future on flight gear. Just while I wait, I don't want to purchase the 777 and explain just yet. I want to try and hold off, make the most of this one. The 737 in the meantime. Must be where BA is based. A lot of BA aircraft. Okay, there's no jetway over here. We'll have to make do with a stand without a jetway. Go next to the maybe that Air Berlin's in the space. Gonna say go in between the Ryanair there. Of course, Ryanair. Yeah, Air Berlin parked up. Hop back in the Ryanair for the next flight. Taking a chance here. I think there may be a space. I feel like I'm parking a car in an actual airport at the moment. Of course, we'll stick the APU on. Perfect. Perfect parking. Let's go ahead and shut the engines down. ABU's just about come online. Engine fuel cut off. Fuel pumps, we'll leave one on for the APU. Taxi lights off. Beacon off, and seatbelt signs and no smoking signs off. I'll do this quickly. You see there we turn the electrics off the hydraulics, and we've switched the APU bleed on, turn the airbags off. All the lights are in the positions they need to be. We're leaving this in a state ready for the next crew. We're going to be taking this to another place. I don't know where they'll be going, but it's pretty much ready for them to depart at this moment. So we can turn them off, air off if we want to, or leave it on. Yeah, so all the doors are opening. Buses turn up to take the passengers. If we look inside, we can see, let's have a look at our landing. Okay, well, bad approach, I disagree with that. The approach was actually alright. Landing great. Yeah, if we click on airside services, passengers unloading and cargo unloading, unboarding and unloading respectively. So very cool. We only used 50%, 48% of fuel. A lot less than I expected. As usual, the flight has been a pleasure to conduct, and any feedback is welcomed. I'll see you on Friday for the next one. Any feedback on the aircraft and perhaps what aircraft you want me to see fly in the future, as long as it's an aircraft I have and it's unexplained to all, I'm happy to do it, or even on flight gear. And usual, thank you for being here on this Wednesday afternoon, and have a fantastic day. Take care.